800-471-9773. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-471-9773. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-471-9773. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-471-9773. That's 800-471-9773.
News now on 102.7 The Game.
Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols. A single vehicle crash on 431 in Central City claimed the life of a Bowling Green man on Sunday. Kentucky State Police report that around 10:57 a.m., Benjamin O'Bannon, age 31, was driving north when his vehicle left the road, struck a culvert near 13478 Highway 431. Emergency crews responded quickly, transporting passenger Angelica McGee, 30 of Drakesboro, to a nearby hospital for treatment. O'Bannon was airlifted to a medical facility but died from his injuries. The investigation by KSP Post 2 in Madisonville continues as authorities seek to determine the cause of the accident. A new holiday tradition takes center stage in Owensboro as the city's official Christmas card is revealed, titled Bluegrass Christmas. The card features artwork by local artist Aaron Kaiser and puts a creative spin on his famous downtown mural. The design highlights Owensboro's landmarks and showcases Santa Claus strumming a banjo, a tribute to the city's rich musical heritage and vibrant community spirit. The cards, placed at $2 each, will be sold at City Hall, East 4th Street, once stock arrives. The Indiana Senate's voted 29-18 to reconvene at the State House for the next session starting January 5th. Governor Mike Braun had called on them to meet next month to consider drawing the state's congressional districts for the 2026 election. President Trump and Vice President Vance have urged Indiana to redraw the districts earlier. I'm Rob Nichols.
Hunting season's here, and 270 Tactical is your destination for all your hunting supplies. Visit them at 1737 Sherm Road to see their wide selection of firearms, ammunition, and get expert advice so you're ready for the big season. Gear up with trusted brands and talk to their knowledgeable staff. When opportunity knocks, be prepared. Make this hunting season your best season. Visit 270 Tactical at 1737 Sherm Road. Gear up for the hunt.
Are you a member of BBN? Then 102.7 The Game is the place for you to get all your UK football and basketball coverage. It starts every Monday through Friday with the Tom Leach Show at 8 a.m., followed by the state's #1 radio show, Kentucky Sports Radio. Then on game day, The Game has all your Kentucky coverage, from pregame shows to game broadcasts, followed by KSR postgame show. Lock in BBN. It's UK sports on the Tri-State Sports Leader, 102.7 The Game.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
Here's your 14 first alert forecast. Overnight, rain returning to the area with a low of 43. On Thursday, rainy and mild with a few rumbles of thunder, a high of 60 degrees. Rain continues on Thursday night with a low of 51. And on Friday, heavy rainfall possible with a few thunderstorms again and a high of 65. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 first alert forecast.
From the Floor Concept Studios. Legally, we're WLME 102.7 FM, Lewisport. Which you can just call us the Game. 1027. 1027. Yes, sir, it's Clark. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello, sports fans, and welcome to
Live at 5.
It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up, and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
Back in the saddle. Missed you yesterday over at Bud's Country Rockin' Bar and Grill.
I had to take a break yesterday because I knew today was going to be an absolute gauntlet.
It is.
You know, it's a 3 shows type of day. You got, 2 shows in a game. You got Jason Moore's coach's show at 6:30. And then Kentucky Wesleyan, I'll go right from Old Hickory to the Sports Center. You'll already be getting that broadcast underway over there as the Kentucky Wesleyan basketball in action. It is that time of year.
It is. You got, like I said, you had, we had Live at 5 and Thunderbolts Live, which was tremendous yesterday. Derek Contressa and Joey Kokopeka were awesome. And it was a great crowd over there.
Those guests are always awesome.
Oh, they had a packed house over there at Bud's Rock and Country Bar and Grill. Had a blast. And then, of course, today we got Live at 5 and then Kentucky Wesleyan. You'll be at the coaches show. Saturday, we got another game going on. I mean, it's just always something going on right now. Friday, you got 3 big games in the ESPN Owensboro area. It's a fun time of year.
Yeah, it's a busy time of year, that's for sure. Download that Owensboro radio app. Stay tuned in anywhere in the world. Follow along social media on 1027 The Game. We are streaming out there on social media and on YouTube, courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spa. You can text us on the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line 270-903-0389. If you just want the audio, you don't want these faces to go along with it, you made the right move. You can hear it on Spotify or iTunes out there. Like and subscribe out there. We will talk a little college football playoff in the middle portion of the show, and it's Above All Roofing True or False Wednesday, so you can text that in on the text line.
Yeah, text them in.
903-0389.
I got a couple of mine are from the text machine that people had sent in. That
good.
I
always like those
so
better.
There you go.
They ask better questions.
I don't know about
They're
that.
more qualified hosts, I feel like, most of the time.
If any of you saw the
Rim
picture
was
on
in here
social
today.
media, do you have any thought? Look,
My days are numbered here. I mean, one way or the other. My takes are so bad lately. Like, it's like I got to get a win at some point. And right now, it's just snowballing on me. I think I sat right here in this chair a week ago today and told you that I have zero concerns with the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
Well, I was going to ask you,
well,
what are your concerns
that's
now?
Changed. So I guess we're going to talk about that. We'll get you set for Kentucky Wesleyan, and they take on St. Mary of the Woods tonight. Get over there. A 7 o'clock tip-off. Yep. The Panthers would sure love your support.
If you can't make it, BIO or Flow Sports.
Yeah, the Flow Sports thing is rocking and rolling, or you can hear it, the audio stream on BIO. But, let's dive into it, man, because Kentucky's dominated last night at the hands of Michigan State. It was a game that was never really competitive outside the first, 5 minutes of the basketball game. And it's just, it's sideways a little bit early on Pope, and the panic level for Big Blue Nation's at about a 99.6% right now, it seems.
Who would have thought 2 months ago or a month and a half ago that Pope's seat may be warmer than Mark Stoops' seat? Listen, full transparency, because of the 2 shows I was doing, Dave and I didn't get to watch the game. Now, they didn't have it up on the thing. I watched a few plays here and there in the breaks, but I was following it on my phone as far as the score and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I thought, and then I listened to Matt Jones and even in the post-game show yesterday, the first 7 minutes, they played really, really well. And then it was listen, it's an all-systems failure. I mean, they can't shoot. They can't defend. They don't pass well. They're not physical. I don't know if you can't shoot and you can't defend and you don't pass well and you're not physical, I don't know.
I think you're missing the number one problem that's causing a lot of those problems.
Well, evidently there's a chemistry issue.
There's
big
something
time.
wrong. And something is definitely wrong with this group.
100%. I mean, you can tell it in the body language. You can tell it
arguing on the bench. Now, granted, that's going to happen when you face adversity. You see all the time NFL receivers storming off the field, throwing helmets when things aren't going. It's just when things aren't going well, it definitely adds fuel to the fire. But they're disjointed, and I think if you listen to Pope,
he's disjointed.
Even after those
are three of the strangest interviews he's ever given, with Tom Leach last night in the official post game, then with Goodman. It was almost like he'd been down a rabbit hole reading conspiracy theories with brigands for a while, and then trying to give a post game press conference.
Him walking into the arena last night looked like he was walking into a funeral. Here's
what worries me: coaches know,
right, and so. That's what I want to get to the core of it, because we're 18 months removed. I don't know if that's actually the right number, but somewhere in that ballpark removed from Mark Pope selling out Rupp Arena for a press conference.
Yes.
And this whole fan base was organized.
Yes.
And 100% behind Mark Pope. And then I think if you took that into last season, it's a small sample size. It's one season. But I think most Kentucky fans would have gave him a B.
I would have gone.
Higher.
I would actually gone B+ with the injuries that they had at the point guard position. I think if the point guard last year never gets hurt, that's a different team.
Injuries,
bit last year.
Man, injuries changed the whole outlook. But let's not forget, like that Mark Pope, especially this time last year, was rolling through the best programs in the country. I mean, he stepped right into the job. It wasn't like it was too big for him. He beat Duke. You know, he went through there and started beating all these ranked opponents.
He did. And the only worries me is every big game, he gets behind. Now, Duke and Gonzaga, they came back.
Right.
But they're still getting behind by double digits in the biggest games.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that. To me, it's a completely different deal this year. So, I mean, I think if you're thinking that Mark Pope can't coach, maybe if you're thinking that, okay, he's just not a very good basketball coach, then I would have to stop for a second and say, well, was he a good coach last year? Because I think most Kentucky fans would have given him a more than a passing grade. It would have been a B or higher.
Oh, without a doubt. I think maybe, and we'll see about this team, okay? Pope, if you watch his teams at BYU and watch his teams play, and he's an offensive guy, the one thing he's always had are shooters. He had it last year. And it seems to me that this year he assembled this team, you know, with whatever analytics they were using, and decided to get more athletic, better defensively, and give up some shooting. The problem is we're not better defensively, and we can't shoot. And you're trying to fit some rounds.
We sat right here, you know, 2 weeks ago or so. Maybe it was Monday. It was a Tuesday leading into the Louisville game.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how this on paper and all these publications are saying this is going to be one of the best defensive teams in the country.
And they can't defend.
And right now, they just look miserable defensively. And Pope even said, hey, we're not even practicing offense. We're everything's on defense. Well, that gives you some concern because if you've been working on defense the whole time and this is the product, we're in big trouble because the defense
it's awful.
Is god-awful. It cannot defend anyone off the dribble. I mean,
Michigan State had hit 13 threes in their 4 games, and they come out.
Some of that, man, was Michigan State just bombing. I mean, it wasn't – I don't necessarily know that was all the terrible
But make
defense.
an adjustment at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're
I agree with you there.
If you're going to give them that – I think they went out and said, okay, they're not a great shooting team. We're going to give them the three-point line. But when they go out and they hit 4 in the first 4 minutes, you better make an adjustment. Instead, you let them go 13 for 26.
Okay, losing at Kentucky is never acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get that off our chest right now, right? So whether it's November, the second week in November, you lose to Louisville, that is definitely not acceptable. Then you go out and just get hammered in the Champions Classic.
And if Louisville doesn't take the foot off a little bit offensively, you get hammered by Louisville.
Oh, they weren't. They were never in the game. Now, granted, Louisville almost gave it to them at the end. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Louisville should have won that game by 25 or 30.
They did fight back, so that was a little bit of glimmer.
But they got a little bit. I think Louisville helped them with taking the foot off the gas once they got up by 22.
So with Pope, okay, going back to Pope, because people are burying him today. I'm seeing silly stuff like buyouts and come on, man, get out of here with that. This whole thing with the instant things are gone. We've lost 2 games. Fire this guy. Obviously, he can't coach. That stuff drives me nuts. And I talked about it last week with the NFL, these instant takes, which is a week-to-week league. And every week you see these ridiculous, stupid takes about, fire the coach or get rid of the quarterback or whatever. And then when they do that and the other quarterback works out somewhere else, everybody's like, well, they moved on too fast. I mean, it's like it's one or the other, right? And so if you're like out there, you know, I know some people, we've done it in jest in our group chat. This is not a shot at anyone in the group chat. I think Todd was talking about it. Chris, I think, put the buyout in there too. But, I mean, if you're serious about that, stop. That is ridiculous. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to fire Pope and then just move on, and just restart the Listen, who do you think more than anybody in Big Blue Nation knows that these losses are unacceptable?
Pope.
Of course. Who do you think you're going to go get that's going to love that program more than he loves it?
I don't know. I mean, nobody.
Nobody. Don't start leaning into that, putting fuel on that fire.
No, nobody.
If we're sitting here 3 or 4 months from now and he's won 10 games and they missed the tournament and you want to start that conversation, that's fine. But, today it's absolutely absurd
100%.
To be talking about how hot his seat is. It drives me bonkers. Stop with it. If you're doing it, you're a terrible fan. That's just all there is to it. You're just not a good fan. If you want to be concerned, that's fine. But we're talking about firing this guy after he's had 2 bad performances, a guy that would bleed blue if you cut him open. I mean, give me a break. You want to know why he looks disheveled and he looks lost a little bit right now? because I think obviously there's some things I don't know that deep down, I don't know he knows he can fix it. And I think he's panicking a little bit. And if you want to talk or have that conversation, that's perfectly fine. It's a huge job. He knew that when he took it. He got the good side of it by selling out Rupp Arena, everybody singing his praises. We celebrated Mark Pope. You get the video from Patino. You get all the good. But when things start going south, Big Blue Nation is bananas. Mm-hmm. They will call for your job after a loss to Louisville after you just got an A grade last year. And we're literally the first week into the season. And Pope knows that. Right? He knew what he signed up for. So when you hear him being solemn in a press conference and you hear him soul searching a little bit, I think he's being 100% transparent with the fan base. I think he's being 100% genuine. I respect that, but it definitely gives me more concern moving forward with this particular group because what it seems to me is it looks like we're not nearly where we need to be, and I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. And I know this fan base is absolutely rabid, and I know that they don't have the patience for how long it's going to take to get this group where they need to be. And I think that's what we're hearing in the somberness and just really kind of stoic out of Pope a little bit.
A couple things, okay. I'm not saying no. You're not going to find anybody that loves Big Blue Nation. I'm not calling for his head yet. Nowhere near that.
But I think a lot of people really are.
But some of that is also like when you leave a vacuum, then the social media world and all that fills it. Okay, some of us is on Pope. Like there was, even if something happened before Louisville, that whole conversation of coming out and being like, well, I'm not going to talk about it now, but something happened. Terrible mistake. Because if you're not going to say what it is, guess what happens? It runs rampant all over social media.
Especially when it continues to go south.
Right.
People just start speculating.
Then it was also, and I heard Ryan Lemon talk about this, that, when you have games like this, what we want to see something is the leader come out and talk to the BBN and let them know that, just kind of settle things down. The post-game interview with Tom Leach last night, and I don't know if you get on and listen to the JMI interview, was awful. And when you're rude to Tom Leach and when you kind of don't even answer questions of Tom Leach that weren't even tough questions, then that awful interview you gave to Goodman, like you are exacerbating the situation because of how you're handling it.
I think you're seeing a guy that's wearing his heart on his sleeve, though. I mean, I really do. And granted, you're hired to be the ambassador of the program, and I don't disagree with what Ryan said. I do think some of that's leadership. So if fans, I can understand where fans would start to be concerned that the job's too big for him. That's perfectly fair. But I mean, we have to give it time. Like I said, if this continues to snowball and go down a hill, and by the end of the year, if it looks as bad as it has the first couple games and you haven't seen improvement there, you haven't seen chemistry develop there, then sure. I mean, then we can have that conversation at the end of the year because this is the University of Kentucky. I mean, this isn't, this isn't BYU. You're not going to go in there and have a terrible year. But my thing is like these instant, like, just extremist reactions, right?
Can I give you a stat though to see if it changes you a little bit?
No patience though in sports anymore.
No, there's not.
There's just not.
But here's one thing too. Okay, like back in the day, you got patience when they were paying you $65,000 to be a basketball coach. When you're making $5-6 million, that's what people kind of expect, or $9.5 million as a football coach.
Sure. Like it changes. It changes.
But let me give you a stat. In the last 24 games, in Power 4 conference teams, you know what Kentucky's record is? 12-12.
I mean, last 24. How many did? So that's all SEC last year.
Power 4.
Right.
Power 4 games. In the last 24 Power 4 games with Pope as the coach, you're 12-12.
Yeah. I mean,
that's not acceptable at Kentucky.
That's fair, but you literally just said you would give him a B or an A+ for the job he did last year. So, I mean, I think it's the problem is I think where the panic is you wanted to see progress. You wanted to see building on last year.
100%.
And right now,
going the other way.
I got news for you. Like this college basketball landscape, right? I mean, the way you're just completely bringing in new players every year. I mean, your roster is 80% new, right? I mean, it is up to Pope to recruit the guys that's going to have chemistry. Like, but the thing is, that's got to be difficult. I think you go out. I think you have this mindset like, okay, we need this, we need this, we need this, and they check all these boxes as a player. But what are they checking off in the locker room? And I think right now, I think that is by far the bigger issue. You mentioned shooters, or maybe they're getting beat off the dribble. But my thing is, it looks like these guys hate each other.
Yes, I mean,
and that's it. And my thing is, like, the only thing I can pull from what Pope is saying is this is a train wreck. Well,
here's
in his
the thing.
mind, he's thinking, "Oh my goodness, I'm in a train wreck, and I don't necessarily know how I'm going to get out."
This is what scares me the most: is the people outside of the coaches, that are in the media, that are around the team the most. Jack Givens, the color guy, and when Jack Givens talks about problems, and leading into and giving hints about it being chemistry and things in the locker room being a problem, that's got to worry you because he's around the team a lot. Same thing with Travis Ford, who calls games when they're on the computer and stuff. He also made comments about a problem in the locker room and chemistry issues. Listen, I coached in the OVL and also, and we recruited guys to the OVL, and you're changing your roster, 95%. You'd be lucky if you got 5 or 6 guys back each year. And there were times where you would talk to coaches, where they come from their college, great locker room guy, he can do this, he can do that, he can do that. And then you kind of get everybody here. And some years like 2018, 2019, those things were like they were brothers in arms. And there's other years we had where it was a pain in the rear end because it was guys that were.
And I mean, that does fall on Pope. I mean, he's the one bringing
without a doubt.
He's the leader of the program. He's the one bringing the guys in. You need guys with good backgrounds. The whole money thing's getting thrown around, like how much money they spent. Well, that alone may be a problem. I mean, look what happens in the NFL, or and these guys that get these contract years, they ball, and then they get paid, and all of a sudden they're like a fat cow, and they just lay down and take a nap, and then they're half the player they was before. And with college, listen, this is going way off. This is just me personally. I'm having a really hard time connecting the college sports anymore. And I think a lot of people are. You look at the ratings, you look at the attendance, you look at it's a whole new cast of characters every year. And I know Pope preaches they're going to care. Go back and listen to his press conference. These guys when they put that Kentucky jersey on, it's going to mean something. I'm telling you right now. Half this roster could care less whether they're wearing a Kentucky jersey or a Louisville jersey as long as the check's cashing at the bank.
100%.
That's all that matters. And to me, that's got me checked out. I mean, I'm watching the game last night, and I'm just like, man, these guys are putting in extreme minimum. Look at the Garrison play.
Listen, I do want
Garrison should be investigated by the FBI. I saw that out there. Somebody nailed that point.
Out on there.
Was it you that put it out?
I put it out.
I mean, like, what is he doing?
Can I apologize? I do want to apologize to all the fans out there because I said I would trade Brandon Garrison for 4 deflated basketballs. I was wrong. I will give you 4 new basketballs aired up and Brandon Garrison, and I have to get nothing in return. That's what I want.
Cardinals fans are soaking this in, aren't you, Cardinals fans?
Without a doubt.
And you should. You should soak it in. You should love it. But you know what's funny, though, is I just – this is exactly what I'm going through because I'm as a fan, on my fandom scale, obviously the Vikings would be a 10. UK's probably in the middle there. I watch the games. That's 5 to 6, somewhere in that ballpark. Philly's being about an 8. But this is exactly what I'm going through, right? I got exactly what I wanted. You heard me here on the draft show, leading into the draft, just biting all my fingernails off, wanting J.J. McCarthy so badly to lead.
I've never seen a person want somebody so bad.
Daniel Jones, get out of here. Sam Darnold, you're gone. Like, J.J. is the guy. And then it reminds me so much, if anybody's ever seen the movie Fanboys, if you're a Star Wars fan, the movie's about the guys that tried to break into the Lucas Studios and get episode 1 before it ever was released so they could watch it first. And they were so excited about it. And they do all this stuff, and then just so works out, they get it, and they sit down, the movie's starting to roll, and they look at each other and they go, what if the movie sucks? And then the movie ends. And that's what we're at right now with McCarthy. And I feel like today we're there with Pope, with Kentucky fans. It was like, okay, Cal's gone. Finally, we got a guy that knows what Kentucky means, and this is going to be the thing, and it's going to be, we're back. We're going to start hanging banners again. And now today we're like, what's that buyout again? I mean,
well, listen, and I do think. I mean, I will say, and when I jokingly say that the seat gets hot, it's because you're getting boiling up under.
Oh, the honeymoon is beyond.
It's over. That's what I'm talking about.
You're on Gilligan's Island
There's
right
no
now,
way
bro.
in the world within the next month or two they're looking at firing Pope. He's going to definitely this year would even have to go like miss the tournament, crash out. I mean. Which I'm not sure they're going to make the tournament. Who knows? But
hold on.
But I'll say this. I'll say this.
One game at a time.
It is. But I mean, I do understand. The one that always bothers me is, I know what you're saying about, calling for his head or whatever. I want fans to fan however they want. And then to do that, you are going to get some crazy UK fans that are going to be saying they should fire him and it should be done.
It's not just UK fans. That's just the way of the world.
Yes.
Like, the coach lost the game, fire him. It's just like, man, it's a tough gig. And granted, like you said, they're getting paid millions of dollars to deal with it.
But I say this too, but not just that.
But it's also
it's a two-way street,
it's a model of instability, though, when you just start canning guys left and right.
I understand that. But in the world of college sports, okay, it's now become because, I probably would have not ever said anything about Brandon Garrison like that, but now you're a professional. We're paying you to play basketball.
100%.
Right? And also in the world of college sports, I don't mind fans because how about if you're an Ole Miss fan right now and you don't know if Lane Kiffin's going to coach Mississippi State or in the playoffs? The coaches have brought this on themselves a little bit too throughout everything where, hey, I have not talked to anybody. This is my job. I'm doing this. And then a week later, they're gone.
But with Pope, it's different. We didn't bring in Dan Hurley and he sucks right now. I mean, this is Mark Pope. He's one of our own.
He is one of our own. But,
and I mean,
but also there was a lot of people worried about that because name me a guy that when a school went back and got one of their own that was a famous player or played for them, where that's worked out big time.
Well, if you recall, when the announcement, let's just go back
Matt
to
Doherty.
Go back to the night the announcement comes down.
Oh, it was blown up. I mean,
it was complete dumpster fire.
I was on.
But it took like 12 hours to get talked into it.
Yeah. Well, Patino saw a lot of that coming back. I was on like 3 Twitter spaces that night of just fandom going nuts about Pope and what.
It's so hard to be patient, and especially as a Kentucky fan.
You can't be patient in this day and age because if you're patient, they're you were talking about players. I like Arizona State's quarterback. He takes them to the playoffs last year, has a good this year. He's going to be a 5th-year guy. Next year, you're thinking, hey, we're set. No, he's going in the portal.
Yeah.
Probably they're already talking about him being the next coach at Miami or at Oklahoma or wherever.
This is a sports show, and we're supposed to talk about sports.
Well, that's what we are.
I'm just going to tell you that if I was to ever not be here doing Live at 5, the last thing I'm going to be watching on a random Tuesday night is college sports. I'm just going to be honest. It's where it's going and what it is now. It just doesn't interest me. And that's just me personally. I'm not trying to say, I'm not down in college sports saying it sucks. I'm just saying me personally. Like when we call Wesleyan games, for example, right? You see a kid and you're like, man, that dude, we're going to invest all this strength and conditioning and give him minutes. And man, when he's a sophomore, I feel like he's really going to take that step.
He takes a step for somebody else.
He's taking a step somewhere else. Right? There's local kids. I'm not going to name any names, but there's local kids that are not getting recruited by schools that they could play at because the coaches are saying, I'll get him on the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? So I'm gonna let someone else develop him and do the work, and then I'm gonna catch him on the way back.
And I think
and that's just the way of the world. It's so much impatience anymore. Like it's just like, well, I'm not playing. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
That's one reason we love Eddie Jones so much, and then because he was gonna be that guy at Wesleyan when he jumped into the portal and then decided no, and he stayed. And you watch the progression over the years and what he's doing overseas now. And then when we give him a shot, him reaching back out to us because we were talking about him on the dang broadcast on Flow Sports, and he's watching in Norway.
And that was incredible.
It was incredible.
I don't want to just poo-poo on the whole thing because it does have good in it. I mean, and coaches can up and move at the drop of a hat. Why couldn't a player? I understand. I get it. I understand all that.
But I think
I also think it's a lot of fool's gold. You're being sold so much fool's gold. Like there's so many kids that if they would just look in the mirror and say, well, I'm not playing. What can I do to get better? Instead of, well, my coach is an idiot. I'm going to go play for this guy.
Look how many guys.
He knows better than this guy. And then they fizzle out. And you never hear from them again.
Look how many guys that go to the portal and never find another home. Will it settle? Will it settle?
I mean, at some point when you start to see more failure in the portal than success, or is this just the way of the world? Because it's all the way down at the middle school level at this point.
Correct. I'll say this.
And there's a lot of parents that think their kids are the next Michael Jordan that's just flat out not. And sometimes maybe the coach just might know a little bit more than you do. Maybe.
I'll say this. I'm a big fan of the transfer portal, but not of the way it is now. Like the way when they first talked about releasing this, it was going to be a one-time thing. And then you get all the lawsuits, and then you had COVID happen. And then all of a sudden, you had guys in the portal 3 straight years. Like that wasn't, when they were talking about this, it was set up to be, hey, you go here, you decide this is not the right fit for you. You can transfer one time, play immediately. And then with COVID, and it was right around COVID when all this happened. Then you had lawsuits come in, and then it was like, and not it was also about mental health, where you had people complaining, "Hey, I've transferred once, it didn't work. My mental health, I got to get over here." And he had all so it was basically whatever they said, they just did. So then it turned into the portal where you could, like, what was supposed to be a one-time transfer rule, no questions asked, play immediately. Now you have guys in the portal when they're juniors or sophomores, juniors, and going their senior year sometime. So to me, I think I'm a transfer portal guy, but I would love to see restrictions on it. We don't have to have a guy play for 4 different schools in 4 years.
It's hard. It's like Major League Baseball. You've already set the precedent of no salary cap. How are you going to get one? Like it's the same thing with college sports. Like you can't walk it back now. You literally gave them everything right out the rip, and now it's like you're trying to say, well,
not just them. They got sued a lot of times and lost court cases. Right, the courts had a lot to do with this too. Some of it's the NCAA's fault for not getting ahead of this.
Anytime we're talking about court mixed in with sports,
it's dumb.
Then I check out.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be honest. Like it's like I just don't care,
because you end up getting like
point.
Diego is going to play college football for 25 years.
That's just me. Right, it really is hard. I mean, it takes me a month to know everybody on the Kentucky roster. I'm not the guy that sets. I'm not like I am in NFL free agency where I'm scouting this all the time. And there's a lot of fans that are. Don't get me wrong, and that's cool. I mean, that's fine. If that's your bag, so be it. But I'm the guy that's like, all right, who's number 14? Who's this? Okay, it takes me a couple weeks to get settled into it, and then by the time you're like, man, I really like that cat. Oh, she's gone. Yeah. Look at Reed Shepherd right now. I mean, he's the 3rd pick in the draft, but I mean, if Reed Shepherd's at Kentucky right now, he's making more money.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if he's making more money.
I don't know. I'm not.
He got a pretty good contract.
I don't know, man. I'm not here to tell you that he's not making close to it. But I mean, it's one of those things. It's just it's the grass is always greener, man, and it's always going to be greener. Whether it's your coach stinks, I'm going to hire this guy, and it's not greener. It's just more of the same, but I don't know.
My biggest
roundabout thing is just hang in there, right? Yeah. I mean, one game at a time with Pope. But I will say if you're concerned, I think you
have a right to be concerned.
Oh, after those press conferences last night,
yeah, they almost remind me who was the guy Gage for the Jets. When Andrew
Gase.
Like,
it wasn't that bad.
No, it was
a different kind of bad.
Like, yeah,
Gase,
he wasn't
was just airbrained.
Yeah,
but Pope just looks like he's defeated already. Like the season's over.
That walk into the stadium.
If you just show, did you should have hit all the gambling sites? Just bet everything on Michigan State.
My fear or my thought is, and this is just me, just reading tea leaves, and I have no information on this. Is he got word that Jalen Lowe was going to have surgery and be out for the year?
Well,
before he walked in there,
a one-man squad.
Oh no. But I'm just saying,
there's a lot of talent on this roster, but I don't necessarily, in Coach Brad Payne, who knows 10 times more about basketball than I will ever know.
Said you can't win with Lowe.
Well, said you can't. So they don't necessarily have a guy.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a guy.
Man, it's crazy. Like Owe is an All-American.
But once again, Owe played on a team last year with a bunch of shooters. You had to defend the floor, and he had driving lanes.
Right. No.
Now there are no shooters, and the lane is clogged. And for some reason, Pope's trying to be like Calipari and play two big men in there who can't shoot. Like everything I loved about Pope in year one, he's thrown out the window and gone back to okay, we're gonna, like the whole thing.
Put 3 big men in the paint.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And then when you don't have shooters,
I do think he's throwing a lot of stuff at the wall right now, trying to get something to stick.
You let maybe your best shooter, Travis Perry, walk away. I don't know how he's have to look and see his stats at Ole Miss.
Noah's not even playing.
Yeah, I think, the ankle.
But he came in late in the game, mop-up duty last night. I get he can't defend. Can we just get somebody that can shoot the ball?
At some point, you got to be able to put the ball in the bucket, too, you know, and I don't get it.
Just eat your heart out, Cards fans. And you love this segment right here.
Here's the thing. If Garrison sees more than 3 minutes a game, you ought to fire Pope just for that, because what you're doing is a disservice to all the Big Blue Nation.
And not only that, but the Cal lovers are really having a good time right now. They really, and they're just having.
Hold on, Cal almost lost last night. No, they're not.
I've already seen that. You don't know what you got till it's gone. And,
have you seen Arkansas the last 2 years?
Give me 5 wins for the next couple of years if we can just transition out of that.
Come on,
is what it is.
Arkansas almost lost.
We're 31 minutes in. We were so long the camera shut off.
Yeah.
We got to move. That was that was all over the place. But I think that's where I'm not media. I'm just a fan, and seeing it play out. I feel bad for Pope, man. That guy was on my favorite team of all time, man. I grew up with that, and to immediately just start throwing him under the bus and just seeing the venom from Big Blue Nation today. I think it's the worst of the fan base. I get it. It's bad right now. He looks stoic. Can we just rally around him instead of throwing him into the fire? That's all I ask. And if it still looks this way this time next month, then we can start having some conversations, okay? I think is that fair?
That's fair.
All right. We'll talk about Karen Gross.
Hey, before you get to Karen Gross, let me tell you about Shelter Santa.
Okay.
Help us bring Christmas joy to all the kids that are living in shelters here in Owensboro. You can come in. You can call the studio. We've got the Christmas list here. And even if you don't want to do the shopping, you can just come in, adopt a kid. Kristen will do all the shopping for you. And a big thanks to our presenting sponsors of that, AmVets Post 75, Brad Emerton Heating and Cooling, Floor Concepts, American Legion Post 9. Let's bring Christmas miracle to all the kids living in shelters here in Owensboro area.
Oh, yeah, it's great, man. 1115 Tamarack Road, or give us a call. We'll certainly get you set up with that for sure. We'll pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. Give her a call at 270-315-9810. Find her at KarenGross.net. It's live at 5, 1027 The Game.
What distinguishes Foreman Watson Holtry from many other law firms? It's the pride we take in the communities we serve, stemming from the deep roots our attorneys have in this region. We view giving back to our hometowns as an obligation, not an option. Foreman Watson Holtry, dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Floor Concepts. Catch Evan, Canty, and Michelle breaking down the biggest stories, the boldest takes, and the realest reactions only on 1027 The Game. Your home for ESPN Radio. Unsportsmanlike delivers the passion every true sports fan craves. Brought to you by Floor Concepts, where design meets durability. That's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings, 5 to 8, only on 1027 The Game.
This is Travis Holtry, Foreman Watson Holtry. Major setbacks and legal predicaments can happen to anyone, but they don't have to define your future. The attorneys at Foreman Watson Holtry are dedicated to helping clients navigate complex legal dilemmas, turning what feels to be a major defeat into a decisive victory. When you're ready to fight for your recovery and turn your setback into a comeback, call Foreman Watson Holtry. Dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
It's truck season at Champion Ford, and that means big savings on America's #1 selling trucks. Take command of the legendary 2025 F-150, just $44,990 with 0.9% APR, or lease for $499 a month with 0 down, or choose the powerhouse 2025 Ford F-250 Super Cab 4x4, $5,400 off MSRP. Hunting season, tailgating season, truck season, only at Champion Ford in Owensboro. ChampionOwensboro.com.
Van Atten's award-winning Pitmaster barbecue sauce. From backyard grills to big events, they make it pit perfect every time. Their food truck and catering can bring the flavor straight to you. And here's a thank you to our hometown heroes. With valid ID, veterans, police, firefighters, and EMS get a free drink with a purchase at the food truck. See where they're serving next, shop the sauce, and book your event at VanAttensBarbecue.com. And follow Van Atten's Pitmaster Barbecue Sauce on Facebook. Van Atten's, where flavor wins.
Back by popular demand, Legendary Pools and Spas by John Morais is here. If John has built your pool or spa in the past and it needs service, repairs, or just a little attention, he's ready to take care of you. He loved to hear from his former customers, and if you're new, now is the perfect time to see why his work is legendary. Call Legendary Pools and Spas by John Morais at 270-316-1007. Reconnecting with customers, one pool at a time.
At River Valley Behavioral Health, we know recovery looks different for everyone. That's why we created The Gathering Point, a free walk-in recovery support center open daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's a safe, welcoming space where you can connect with peer support, access resources, or just take a break in a judgment-free environment. No referral or appointment needed. Just walk in. To learn more, visit rvbh.com.
Let's get back to Live at 5 with Steve and Coach on 1027 The Game.
That's the best return I've ever heard in my life.
I love it. I love it.
In studio.
Rim was in studio today.
Listen, you hear that?
Floor Concept Studios.
As we settle into that, to compare that to the commercial.
The
little liner, yeah. And just hear how much more grown up.
Oh, I know.
It's happening,
dude. That picture of her in here with the we put the headphones on and I put mine on and she was like, "Coach, I can hear you." And we had a whole conversation just with our headphones because she thought it was so cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It is cool. You can hear yourself real well. But that last segment, it's one of those things where it's like I have a hard time putting my thoughts into words because I don't know that I truly believe it.
Well, I'm going to say,
fire him.
I will say this.
I don't
want to end it right here because there was a lot of on social media throughout. I know Blake and Baker and some other guys, Louisville people were talking about, they were talking about the money that was spent. And they were like, hey, I know, because they've been real high on Louisville. Thought Louisville was much better than Kentucky. It's like, you guys went out and spent all this money on a bunch of role players, like throughout. And if you look at it, kind of did. And none of those guys have really taken a step forward of going from a role player to being a leader. And they just all kind of settled into that role player. Now you got a rudderless ship.
Yeah. I think there's some things that can be done. I really do. We'll see. We'll see. The chemistry thing is by far my biggest concern. College football playoff released last night. We're not going to spend much time on this.
Dave and I gave our top 15 last night on the show.
So I won't spend much time since you guys hit on it yesterday. But the thing that I took coming out of the reveal was Miami and Notre Dame argument has started to get louder. And I don't really know why.
Notre Dame's better than Miami right now.
Yeah, I guess because what I pointed out, they're two lost teams and Miami beat them head to head, right?
Hold on now, but they have the NCAA for years.
Well, they said it. They explained it. What's his name?
They got to get closer or something.
Yeah. Well, they said that Notre Dame's losses are better, and you look back and those are the first two losses of the season in the very final moments of the game on the road.
Yep. And I'll say that, one was at home, and one shouldn't have been a loss.
Well, Miami was on the road.
And one shouldn't have been a loss. Well, one, you're playing with a fifth-year quarterback who had transferred in and been a starter before, and Notre Dame's playing with a freshman making his first start. But as I've said before and over, and I'll fight for this for Notre Dame every year, 91, they gave the national championship to Florida State, who went to 11-1 that year. So did Notre Dame. And where was Florida State's loss? To Notre Dame.
I know.
Then there was a year
Oklahoma.
Was there was a year in the BCS that Oklahoma went to the national championship game over Texas. And what had Texas done? Had beaten Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And then when you're going to leave out
the precedent is
when you're going to leave out undefeated Florida State out of the playoffs to get to Alabama, the precedent said that you look at who are the best teams. If you're asking me who the best team is right now, if Notre Dame and Miami played, Notre Dame wins that football game by 14 points.
It's going to solve itself anyway. Miami's still got to go to Pitt.
Yeah, no, Pitt's going to win.
I mean, Miami's bound to.
They may lose to Virginia Tech.
Out of the rankings, right? Because you look at the matchups. Of course, Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Georgia. You got Tulane and Texas Tech, Ole Miss and the ACC champ. I'm not even going to say Miami. Notre Dame and Oklahoma, Bama and Oregon. Are you confident that that's the teams we're going in with? There's still 2 weeks left, and some teams have one game, some teams have two.
Right.
Some teams have a
things can change. Like
any of these teams drop out. Just your opinion. I mean, you look at.
I just can't see the committee unless there is an upset somewhere in the SEC. Now, I think Oklahoma could very well lose to Missouri this week.
Well, let me run them down real quick. All right, you got A&M at Texas.
It doesn't matter. A&M's in whether they win or lose.
I agree. I 100% agree. Georgia's in whether they win or lose to Georgia Tech, right?
And
they're 4.
They're 4 probably because Georgia Tech would really move up. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Ole Miss loses to Mississippi State, though. At Mississippi State with all the turmoil with the Lane Kiffin.
Oh, they're out.
They would lose that, they'd be out.
They would drop out.
Yeah, I agree. That's one to watch because there's some swirling, some negativity swirling.
And if you look at Ole Miss, if you look at Ole Miss's wins this year, there's not really a great win at all.
That's one of those SEC schedules where you're like, okay, they got away with one.
It's kind of like Texas A&M has this year.
Yes, they kind of do.
Yes.
Yeah, they're big. Their best wins against Notre Dame, right?
I mean, their best SEC win, I think, is Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri is like, we saw Missouri's resume. It's bad.
Yes,
it's real bad. USC at Oregon. If USC, the Trojans, beat Oregon,
they're only going to get 3 Big Ten teams in. So the loser of that one is out.
You think USC would jump in at that point?
I do.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, you got to drop Oregon far enough and probably put USC over top of them. And listen,
head-to-head doesn't matter.
No, but I'll say this. I do, and you can say what you want, okay? Yeah. But it's just like this. Whether it's fair or not, if you're trying to get the best teams in the playoffs, late season losses hurt you a lot more than early season losses because in college football, there are no.
Did we not talk about that with Apollo and Davis County in our final Owensboro Health Top 10?
We did.
Same thing.
I know.
Right? Did Davis County have a better year overall than Apollo? Probably not.
No.
But they beat them head to head.
Right. But not only that, it was late in the year. Because in college football, when you don't have any scrimmages that you can play, and no preseason games, and you're bringing in, like, I can remember a few years ago, and I don't remember who won the national championship that year, but it was the year right before USC went on their run, and I think it was who was the quarterback that came from USC, played for the Bengals, and then played for the Raiders?
Carson Palmer.
Yeah. His first year, or maybe his last year at USC, they lost the first 2 games of the year.
Yeah.
And then went 10-2 and won the Rose Bowl, did not win the national championship because you only had, it was the BCS time, you lose 2 games early, you're completely out. But by the end of that year, that was by far and away, no questions asked, the best team in college football. And right now, Notre Dame's playing as well as anybody.
I agree. No, I agree.
I just don't see the ACC getting 2 teams in. And the problem is Miami's not going to be in the ACC championship.
At first, I said, man, Notre Dame, Oregon, winner goes to Ohio State. Man, that's a tough road. Give me Ohio State. You ain't played nobody. Playing Rutgers this week. I mean,
they do have to play Michigan.
You got like Northwood on the schedule this season. I mean, it's just give me let's do it.
I'm all for it. I don't care what the.
I don't care where they play.
I really think Missouri kind of pulls an upset over Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma comes off the big win.
Man. I don't know.
You got maybe their coach is going to end up at Penn State.
Oklahoma's got LSU on there as well. Notre Dame, I think, is in. Bama's probably set at this point inside with what they've got left. They got Auburn, but I mean,
don't sleep on that one.
Well, yeah, I mean,
look at Auburn's schedule. Look at Auburn's schedule. Auburn, I don't think, has lost. I mean, most of their losses are about 7 points or less.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't see it, but
that'd be a great choke job.
It'd be a huge upset. It'd be a great way for Auburn to knock them out.
Like if you look at me now, I don't think even at that thing. If we look at where Notre Dame is now in the playoff schedule, ahead of Alabama now. I don't think Notre Dame would be the people you'd put Miami in over top of. You'd probably put Miami if you're going to put them in over Alabama.
That's what I know. That was the huge debate like on the set last night, and I was just like, I don't really get where's this coming from. Did Miami beat what SMU? Who they get the win over recently? Like now all of a sudden it propels them back up.
No, they lost to SMU.
They lost to SMU. Yeah. Like that was who they beat. I mean, some mid-level. I can't remember. But I mean that
Syracuse.
Yeah, I mean it's like what. They got a huge win this week. They're back. Let's put them in over Notre Dame. What are we talking about? It's weird. Just because they beat them head to head and they're both 2 lost teams. But Tulane, Some are on company sitting right there at 12.
That, to me, that's a joke. I think James,
the whole 12
James
seed
Madison
thing is a
should
joke.
be in. Like, and I know
the
they
whole 12 seed thing's a joke.
The group of five.
It's a participation trophy.
They had to have them. They had to have them though to pass the playoff things. But
you're talking about getting the best teams into the playoffs.
It should be James Madison. If you're going to have one, like, how's James Madison not ranked higher than Tulane?
Probably because they lost to Louisville.
Who? No, they did.
Was it James Madison?
No, they lost to IU, I think.
I thought that James Madison and Louisville played earlier in the year.
I'll have to look. I think James Madison.
Check that out.
I thought it was IU.
This is supposed to be a professional show. It's not that much. Let's talk about really quick the Globetrotters. Where's that at? Give me that. Yeah, give me. I feel like Ryan Lemon right now. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming their 100th year tour to the Owensboro Sports Center Saturday, December the 6th. From gravity-defying dunks to game-changing tricks, experience a team that redefined basketball on their most legendary tour ever. Get your tickets now at owensborotickets.com.
Yeah, it was Louisville this year. It was Indiana last year.
I remember. You know why I remember that? Because I was mocking Louisville football in the group chat to Briggins, and Travis Holtree chimed in and said, they're not a joke. That team is not. Now you're telling me they're a playoff team.
I think they should be higher than Tulane.
Let's do true or false and get out of here before we train wreck this thing even more. Live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Katie Gunterman. Need some killer custom printing? All Authentic Prints has got you covered. We're right here in Owensboro, rocking everything from screen printing and embroidery to high-tech digital designs like DTF and DTG. And guess what? We don't just stop at printing. Looking for some eye-catching signage? Whether it's banners, vehicle decals, or window decals, we're here to make your vision pop. Come on down to 2408 New Hartford Road and check us out. All Authentic Prints, your go-to spot for all your custom print needs.
Paying for your student's college can feel overwhelming. Scholarships and grants help, but they might not cover everything. With competitive low interest rates and no application or other fees, the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan offers a smooth and affordable solution. Owned and managed by a state-based nonprofit lender, we're committed to helping families like yours. Apply today and take the next step in supporting their dreams. Visit KentuckyAdvantageLoan.com or call 800-988-6333 to learn more.
This message is brought to you by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
If hunger's calling you, go to Moonlight Barbecue. Stop in today, eat their buffet. You'll be satisfied and on your way. It's down on Parish Avenue. That's Moonlight Barbecue.
So don't fool around with amateurs, doggone it. And don't worry about the roof. Robbie's on it.
Roof trouble? Call Robbie Lee, 270-929-2786.
Don't worry about the roof. Robbie's on it.
Looking for quality tools, building supplies, and equipment for your next project? Visit Miller Building Supplies, Seabury Hardware and Rental, or the Providence Home Center. Owned and operated by Opie and Leslie Parrish, they have a friendly staff with great selection and everything you need to make your next home improvement dream a reality.
Safety is key when replacing an outlet, so leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey y'all, it's Kellyanne Harris with the Harris Group at Keller Williams Elite Realty. As a proud sports mom, I know what it takes to show up, stay focused, and deliver results on the field and in real estate. That's why we're offering our Guaranteed Cash Offer program. We guarantee to get your home sold or we'll buy it. For all your real estate needs, trust the Harris Group. We're always ready to go to work for you. Call us today at 270-929-5857 for the details.
Accidents and ailments can happen when you least expect them, but Owensboro Health is here to care for you when and where you need it. Walk right in for excellent urgent care without an appointment, or use our MyChart app to tell us you're on your way. Our expert providers are ready to treat minor cuts, rashes, bites, respiratory infections, and so much more. To find one of our 5 urgent care locations near you, visit owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studio. Somehow or the other, the Above All Roofing True or False, which I want to talk about for like 20 minutes, only usually gets 10. So
well, that's how it happens, but you can always make sure you can
30 minutes worth.
Yeah, you can go see Chris Estes at Above All Roofing. Roof damage, siding, seamless gutters, window, got you all covered. Go out there.
Did you flatten the tires on my car?
I did not.
I'm in my car, on my chair here.
No, it keeps. I'll have to go get you a new chair.
You have to be taller than me on the live stream, I think.
Is that what it is? No, I think
it slowly deflates. So it's a Brandon Garrison chair.
There we go. Let's get to my first Above All Roofing True or False. This one came from the Green River Area Federal Credit Union text line. The Courier Journal rated the top 30 players in the state. And on the boys' side, had Moss at 5, Logston at 17. And on the girls' side, Kenny Lane at 22. They got this pretty close to right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Logston may be a little low. To be honest, I'm not as well versed. A lot of the guys that I knew that were coming back that were big dogs transferred out.
Well, a couple of them came back.
A couple of them, all to Ballard. No, but
imagine that.
Yeah, right. I mean, God. You think it's bad around here, folks? Hang out in Louisville for a little bit, man.
Yeah, you know.
That's Tim Riley, right? He lost that big young center, that 6'10" kid, who I know he was super high on. And if Tim Riley's losing the kid, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but I think he probably came out ahead in the whole transfer portal thing.
I have no idea. I'm not plugged into Louisville.
I'm just saying because I know Tim Riley.
I know they're high on him up there. You know, they're high on the team up there. Is that the text line question?
Yeah,
they did get it right.
I think it's true.
Moss 5 may be low. I mean,
I think I would probably have Moss at 2.
He'd put up a huge exhibition game.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing him.
I think they're still fighting about who won that one.
14.5 is the correct spread of Somerset at Catholic this week. True or false?
True.
14.5. Sound right?
I'm going to go true.
I'm thinking 14, so the half kind of, one way or the other. It's going to be more or less.
I just don't know.
Somerset is big.
They are big. I will say this,
Danville.
though. And I know they are big, but I think Danville's also small, which made them look
They
bigger.
are a little small. But the Hughes kid is bulked up. I mean, he's more of a power back. I mean, the recipe, is run the football and run the clock.
Yeah, I think if Catholic can hold Hughes like they did last year, was it last year he had 32 carries for 120 yards against Catholic?
Good.
So it was about 4 yards.
They do that again, they're winning the football game.
I just don't know if Somerset's got the DBs that, if you look
they
at it.
They gave up 300 yards passing.
To South Laurel.
To Danville, too.
And, yeah.
But a lot of the Danville was just like, hey, there's somebody down there, throw it up, and they made a catch or a tip ball, or
This is going to
be efficient.
Yeah, this is.
We're talking more on the Jason Morris Coaches Show about it in just a little bit. True or false? Bowling Green beats Atherton this week. I think it's true. I
want to say false because I think Atherton's the best, one of the best teams in 5A.
Salty.
Hold on.
They're salty too.
I want to say this. I haven't seen them play this year. I've seen them play in the past, and I think to beat the best teams in 5A, they were never disciplined enough.
Yeah.
If the penalties for Atherton are under 5, they win the football game. Over 5, Bowling Green wins.
Fair enough. What about Covcath and Boyle is the most intriguing game in the state this week?
Without a doubt.
True or false?
True. I think there's 2 of them for me.
Yeah, what's the other one?
The other one for me is Woodford Scott.
Yeah, Woodford Scott's a good one. There's a good 6A matchup too. It's Escape Frederick Douglass and
Ryle. Yeah. But no, I think that one. If I had to pay to see one game,
Cash Harney at Boyle, he just beat
going
him
for
there
the
last
second year in a
year.
row.
That threat on Bluegrass Preps is good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good back and forth.
That's if you ask me that what games I would pay to see, that would be number one. Actually, the number one game I would pay to see is Indy Roncalli versus Heritage Hills.
You should go up there. You don't
I'm probably
have to pay.
going to.
You don't even have to pay. You can go see it. How about true or false? The Yankees are the next team that Scooble pitches for after Detroit.
False. I don't have any faith. I don't have any faith.
That's true.
I don't have any faith.
It may happen before the season.
Well, I had a true or false for you for the Yankees.
Oh, yeah?
True or false? Trent Grisham accepting his qualifying offer for $22.5 million when he only made $5 million last year is a good thing for the Yankees.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
I'm gonna say false.
Yeah,
I like what Trent did, but
I think it was a 1-year deal.
I would have much rather seen him joining the free agency and try to get that big money, a 3-year contract somewhere, and go out and get Bellinger, Tucker, and Tucker. All of a sudden now you are already over the threshold of the second threshold. So anybody else you sign, unless you can work some magic, you're going to be giving away like 10 places in your first-round draft pick for the third year in a row. I just don't buy. I mean, if you're gonna, I don't know. I think I'd rather have Trent Grisham walk.
Is Tucker the number one free agent? Tucker is the number one free agent. True
for the
false?
Yankees or overall?
Period. On the market.
Probably yes. I think the third baseman for Japan is going to be really big in the market.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, but the third baseman hitter,
the one guy strikes out a lot.
I know,
Matsuyama or whatever.
So does everybody else in the
That's true.
MLB.
He just fit right. Speaking of striking out a lot, Kyle Schwarber's a Cincinnati Red on opening day. True or false?
I would love to say true, but I don't see the Reds spending that money on a free agent.
And I would be, if he leaves the Phillies, that would be the only place.
He may hit 70. He may hit 85 home runs in that ballpark.
I love it because you can go see him. He's close. You can go watch him play all the time.
But I mean, he's going to make 30.
If he's not a Philly, to be clear, I'd love it more if he was on the Phillies.
He's going to get a $35 to $40 million deal.
I know, and I don't know that.
I just can't see the Reds paying that.
Well, I just don't know that I don't know if I'd love to see the Phillies paying that.
Let me ask you this. What makes you think that Scooble is going to be a Yankee so heartily? I mean, you got
just feel it in my bones. You know, the Yankees haven't made those big splash moves, maybe necessarily for the position
Max
players,
Fried.
but they have for pitchers. They have for pitchers.
I mean, can you imagine a staff of Max Fried, Rondon, Garrett Cole,
the young
Scooble, and then Hill?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, just there's a whole group. The Yankees are loaded.
I mean, if that's your pitching staff, I mean, I hope you're right. I'd love to have Scooble, but I just don't see them.
I've just heard some rumblings.
I
think the Yankees are always connected to the big names. True or false? Matthew Stafford is the MVP in the NFL right now.
No, false.
I think it's false too.
Drake May.
He's the betting favorite though.
Drake May's been the best quarterback all year.
Yeah, I agree with you. True or false? Kansas City hosts Indy this Sunday. It's a must-win for the Chiefs.
That is true, and they're not going to. Indy's going to pull the upset.
Well, is it even an upset? Indy will be the betting favorite.
But here's the thing. If Indy does win that, I mean, I think you can take the Chiefs' playoff hopes and shove them out the window.
I have to ask you this.
Okay.
After the performance in Vegas, true or false, you're buying this Cowboys' new look defense.
False. I got to see it against somebody better in Vegas.
Vegas looked like, if you watch that game, Vegas was literally going at like 30%.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean,
Pickens would catch a ball and somebody would like throw a shoulder in, and then that would be all she wrote. I mean,
without a doubt.
No effort.
I got one for you. True or false? UK basketball has wasted more NIL money than UK football.
False.
I don't know.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
I'm wrong on
got another one.
Yep.
True or false? Shedeur Sanders gets his first start this weekend.
Yeah.
He will be the quarterback of the Browns for the next 7 years.
False.
I think so too.
Not even the next 7 weeks.
I don't think so. I think he's
as soon as Gabriel is healthy, I think he's back.
I
don't know, man. I'm not going to poo-poo on Shedeur. Good luck to him, man. I hope he does good things. My quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, stinks too. Is he the week 1 starter for the Vikings?
True.
Next year?
Yes, true.
True?
Carolina, Gonzaga, Indiana, St. John's. You got 4 left. Do they win 2 of them?
Yes, true.
Okay.
Come on, Mark Pope.
You've been listening to
See you tomorrow.
Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5.